All right, here we go. We're live. We are live. Straight politicking on all you mofos. And I'm sitting here with my co-host, Munchie B, man. How's it going? What's new?
A whole lot.
What's bracking?
A whole lot. It's been an eventful past week.
Has that 607 Unk stuff kind of faded away?
No, he the talk. Oh, you talking about as far as me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because 4X's kind of like overshadowed that when he marked him out and I guess ran him out the city.
Oh, yeah, because that kind of, that came like a day or two later?
I don't know. It wasn't far after that, probably like 3 or 4 days. Okay. Yeah, so that kind of like,
But he's still the talk, though?
Yeah, nah, he's still the talk. He's still the talk. He gonna linger around for like another week. Okay. I believe.
You think he's really done with coming to L.A.?
Nah, I think he just temperature checking.
Yeah, I don't really keep up with him.
I don't either. From the day I did content with him for the first time at No Jumper, that was that. It never looked back. Because the second time, that's when he said the S word.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't never really paid attention to him.
Oh, yeah, you guys only did 2 episodes then.
Right. I never had met the nigga before.
Oh, gosh. I can't believe guys like this is really getting on platforms and doing their thing, man. I just checked a few things ever since the incident with you, and I'm like, what's the interest in this dude?
People went, St. Louis ain't pleased. You know what I'm saying? Usually, like, people out your hometown gonna be, like, you know what I'm saying, rooting for you and all that. Like, I guess they not pleased on how he making them look.
How so?
There's people that from St. Louis that's like speaking out, and I guess they feel he a bad representation. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, there's nothing that impressed me with what he was doing. He seemed to be like a little character from out of the minstrel show days when slaves used to perform for the slave masters, and they would just, tap dance around whatever the slave master wanted them to do. He just looks like he's just following orders, whatever Adam wants him to do. Yeah, act
I don't think that's no orders. He been doing that before No Jumper.
Oh, he already had this clown act before?
Oh, this is him. He said and really thought this out, and he took the show on the road. This BD Vice Lord shit is pre No Jumper.
But No Jumper really put him on a bigger stage?
Shit, for how long? 2 weeks?
Well, I think he was on there a few times when you weren't on there, though.
No, he was on there, and that's who had Brick Baby doing the weird shit he was doing. Like, Brick Baby wasn't doing that from the beginning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He got to hanging around Brick Baby, and then he had some Brick Baby, the baby oil. And he said, Gucci Mane got some good pussy, and like all that, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to take the 607 Unk and Orlando Brown route or whatever.
Do you ever feel like sometimes you're gonna do some crazy shit
like that?
Just whatever, whatever's crazy.
No. I get a little witty with a female or something, but I'm not doing all that extra.
Hey, the wildest I think I ever seen you was when you was on that phone call with Charisse Mills. That was.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, chocolate chip water. Hey, cause first of all, I was gonna sit quiet and let them talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then he said, I was there, Munchie B. Then he said, oh. He got the B. I'm like, all right, then I'm gonna hang up. Don't hang up. Yeah, cause I got something for you. I could play games too.
Yeah, that was a little funny, because usually, like you said, you would have just stayed quiet while they were just having their conversation.
Right.
But he had to butt in.
Why is Charisse Mills calling me?
Tell Peanut Butter Munch how you doing.
Okay,
I asked him, is he PC'd up yet?
Yeah, we're gonna hang up if you're gonna be doing that line of questioning.
No, leave him on there. Why you snitch on Eddie Boy in court?
You said what?
Why you snitch on Eddie Boy in court?
Who snitched on him? Listen, you goofy.
Hey, hold on. Why you telling your brother? Why?
Dude,
my brother did that. Why you telling your brother?
You blind.
Why you telling your brother?
What you talking about?
I didn't do that. My brother did that.
You goofy.
Why you telling your?
Shut up.
Is you still 32 or 42?
You a buster. You a sweetheart.
You know your wife about to get ran while you gone, right?
All right, so you just said you was gonna cut off the call for him saying that.
No.
It feels like mutual combat now.
Yeah, we boxing. Hey, Charisse, man, stand up on his place, bro.
One of the two.
Stand up over his place, bro. Big back. Hey, look. Hey, slow blood.
You a buster, bro.
Hey, what happened with you and Brick?
Sweetheart. Listen,
Why you lie about kicking Brick out the cell?
You a real life buster, bro.
Hey, look, listen, Slow Cannon, look. Why are you lying about kicking Brick out the cell? Slow Cannon, Slow Cannon. Hey, who put you on the hood, cuz? Who put you on?
Anyway, can you mute the peanut butter?
No, hey, stand in woman's place, blood. Goddamn.
Which one like?
Ah, goddamn.
Continue or you want to mute the nigga?
No, man.
We can't mute him. He's here in real life.
He tapped me in like it was tag team boxing. That was what's his name? Ashley Cannon fault.
But I think he called in another time you were sitting right there, and Adam said, "Oh, I'm here with Munchie," and he didn't trip. He didn't say nothing.
He didn't say nothing. No.
What do you think the difference was this time?
They be over there clocking their views like, man, we gotta turn it up this time. You know what I'm saying? That's what they be doing. Cause the first time, that's what he should have went off. Cause I'm like, man, that she gonna be gone, bro. Her face gonna be in the pillow, ass up. She gonna be gone. He didn't say nothing that time. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't even talking shit last time. It was just real. Everybody knows Charisse ain't about to hold nothing down. She done had sex about 5 times since he been gone.
You think so?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I wonder if anybody from LA's tapped in. Or she got her own little Vegas side dude.
Probably somebody from behind the scenes working with Zues or one, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I heard she sued Zues. I think Gigi did a whole video on how she was in the interview on No Jumper talking about messing around with the dude from Zues to suing him.
Let's take a trip down memory lane and let's look at the No Jumper interview with Charisse Mills and her speaking about Lemmy from Zues Network. Let's hear the relationship that they had that she was boasting and bragging about, and let's see what her reason was for suing him. So she has sued Lemmy behind closed doors, thinking nobody was going to find out, but you know, Big Gigi, of course. I always find out everything.
Wait, you worked with him
he's
before?
like the Black Harvey Weinstein. We gonna talk about that.
Wait,
we might as well bring that up too.
Wait, let me ask my partner. What you mean? He does great business.
Listen, he does great business, but he also does shady business, okay?
Like
he
what?
promises people things in exchange for certain things.
Weinstein is a high bar.
Wait, hold on, bro. Wait,
Yeah.
we ain't comparing fucking Lemmy Plum with no Weinstein.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying that's a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you
really-
mean? Wait.
Yeah.
The Lemmy
And I'm
I
sorry,
know
I'm a boss. You can't talk to
promises
me
you.
no
He
type
tells
of
you,
way.
I'll pay you this, and then it depend on the situation.
Absolutely.
He might give you a bonus.
I went to go have a business meeting, and our business meeting ended up, he's like, can you meet me at my house instead of the office?
Lemmy's your ex?
We had a situationship. He wasn't my ex. Would you like me to tell you
Did
the
you
bed
make-
sheet colors?
Did you make love to her?
Yes.
How was that?
Boring.
After this, she sues Lemmy, and he ends up paying her $300,000 because he didn't want to go to court. I don't understand how you do an interview like this, bragging and boasting on your hoo-ha that you're literally a paid worker because you want to get to where you want to be, so you're willing to sell your body, but yet behind closed doors, you sue the man. You knew he was going to settle, and you sued him. You got your lawyer, and you sued him, and he settled for $300,000.
That checks out.
And that's kind of bizarre, but he settled. He didn't even want to take it to trial. They settled that, and
She got like 350.
something like that.
She scored.
Yeah, and that's how she was able to afford that attorney for Luce Mills.
Luce Mills is crazy.
Yeah, or we can go Termaine Mills because she's running the show. She's making all the money. It's her house, it's her Airbnbs, and she's paying for the lawyer.
Where she was at? What platform was that when she slapped him?
That was Drinks with Jinx.
Me up. Now they got ironclad contracts so they can't talk. Please, you can't shut me up, baby. I'm gonna write a book about your dusty ass if I want to. Okay?
Okay.
Sorry.
No, listen, everybody,
honey.
listen. I miss you, baby. Shout out to all my hoes.
What, baby?
Oh shit!
Don't play with me.
You talking about Black China? Nah, no.
Want to say that name? I don't fucking play. Want this drink on
Hey,
too?
hey.
I ain't trying to.
Switch that up. Let's switch that up.
Listen.
What you was saying? What you
Shout out
was
to all
saying?
my hoes.
What?
All my hoes.
Y'all,
I
this
miss you,
podcast
baby.
is over. Honey, you gonna walk home after
Hey,
this.
Damn.
I don't play that.
How'd y'all meet in the first place? I want to hear that story. How did you two fucking meet?
Well, you gotta watch the show.
No,
We got a show called Baddie and the Beast out on Urban Flicks TV.
Right, make sure y'all
Episode
stay
1.
tuned in,
You
too.
don't see how.
He ain't do nothing back.
Nah. But it seemed like they would.
Now, I'm not promoting putting your hands on women. I'm just saying, did he at least yell at her or something?
Nah, they would. He just kept on going. But that was the interview. Check this out. I don't know how many people know this. That was in March of 2024. That Drinks with Jinx interview. The week before that interview was when they were supposed to do it. But a source of mine in Vegas said that Charisse Mills was sitting in the hospital the week before, suffering some beatdown wounds that she got from Termaine Mills. And they called Jinx and said, hey, we're going to have to cancel this week. And they rescheduled it for the following week. Now, Jinx doesn't know, what's going on. I was able to get the dates from him. And then if you watch the interview, for those who tapped in with Jinx with Drinks with Jinx, Charisse Mills got these big old sunglasses on. And I believe she's healing from whatever she went through the week before.
Okay, she had the possum effect. But he had her looking like a possum, blacked her shit.
So if she smacked him up during that episode, he rightfully is going to take that. Because he just put her in the hospital the week before.
Right.
Yeah, and apparently she likes getting beat up. I think she likes it. I hate to say this, but there are some women that don't mind you putting hands on them.
Why you say apparently? You got another example?
No, I don't. What do you mean?
You got another relationship where she's getting whipped on and she's acting like she like it?
No, I don't. Well, there was another incident with him.
Oh, okay.
In 2022. Now, this was documented by the Las Vegas PD, where they had to come out to the house. He was whipping on her. Moms called the police. He whipped on moms. Moms filed charges against him, too. She begged moms. Charisse Mills begged her mom to drop the case. Please don't prosecute. And I'm like, wow. You put hands on not only the girl, but the mom, too? And Charisse Mills was able to convince her mom to not push it. So I think he got hit with like 5 domestic.
And then after that, that's when the fake wedding went in.
Yeah, the fake wedding went in. But initially he was charged with about 5 domestic violence charges. All of them got dismissed. So Charisse Mills is rocking with him, no matter how many times he beat her.
Right.
And we only know those are the only 2 that we know of. We have to assume there's more than 2 between 2021 and 2025 when he was arrested. There's got to be more. So.
Yeah. I don't know, man. He ain't putting his hands on no men, though. I know that much.
Well, he has. There's on his reality show, he smacked somebody up.
Man, reality shows ain't real.
Yeah, but this is what they're doing. They're luring people in. They did it to Yael. They lure these people in to be on the show, and then the plan is we're gonna beat him up. We're gonna touch him up, and we're gonna do it on camera, and it's gonna look authentic for the show. So that's what they were doing. There's a few of them they did like that. They slapped up Molly Mall while he was sitting at a table outside of some diner or something on the sidewalk.
That was on a reality show?
I don't know. I never watched the show, so I don't know where all these clips ended up going. But I've seen some of them. I think they put Yael's footage in the reality show.
He didn't have his permission though. He could really sue, right?
He really could, unless he signed a waiver. But I don't think he did. And then there's another one where they're in the hotel of a lobby hotel, and Wack is there, and they start smacking up some other unknown dude and threw that in the show.
That's not the point. Sure.
Y'all didn't want to listen to me. I told you let me deal with it. We're trying. No, let me. I said, look, let me talk to him. Y'all want to jump in their face?
What was Wack doing in that clip?
He was doing the same thing he was doing in that parking lot right before
the Jay Reed thing.
Before Jay Reed got beat up. He was talking to the dude one-on-one, and then, boom, he comes in and clocks the dude. It kind of, the Jay Reed thing is almost an exact replica of that other one, which is probably like
yeah, we got to do a compare and contrast. So, all right, with the first one in Vegas, so after he was talking to him, he came and got off. Was he trying to fake break it up after that?
Nah.
Because then that would be identical.
What happened was the dude fell back into a couch that was in the hotel lobby, and then it continued kind of through the door outside. I don't think Wack was trying to break it up, but nah, he was there. He was present. I think this is just what they do. So yeah, he's put his hands on a couple of men though.
Damn, they wouldn't have been kind of like wary of doing that in the hotel lobby on camera, they cameras.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is, but hey, I wanted to know if you heard this song by Slumlord Trill called "BadAzz." It's a diss track towards Snoopy BadAzz.
I ain't heard it, but Slum be getting off. Slumlord be getting off.
Yeah, he just dropped the audio to it like maybe yesterday.
So we got 3 demos that in dish this for already on wax.
Hey, that's got to be the record, huh?
Fig Newton, Munchie B, Slumlord Trill. All of them really from where they from. All 3 of them.
Yeah.
Denver Lanes, Inglewood Family, BPS, all really from where they supposed to be from. No hood hopping. No 0-7 fades.
And they're all supported by their communities.
All supported by the gangland. Come on, man.
Hey, let me play. I want to play a part of the song, but we only gonna play 10 seconds. I want everybody to tap in with it on his YouTube channel. He just dropped the audio. But here is a small clip of "BadAzz" by Slumlord Trill, who was also in the group Meet the Whoops.
Whoa.
Hours in, so tell me who you mad at. Get it up off your chest, take a fade with your mad ass. Nigga had a baby with a rat, that's so bad, champ. Used to be a crib and switch it up, that's so bad, champ. Niggas lined you up and fucked you up, that's so bad, champ. Niggas high as fuck or something, must be off a bad batch.
Now that's only 13 seconds of the song. It's a 3-minute plus song. Go tap in on Slumlord Trill's YouTube channel for that whole song.
Hey, that's so bad, champ. I mean, for real. You was from what, like 7 different hoods?
And I think that because Snoopy BadAzz decided to go ham on Wacko about a week ago, he is now targeting Meet the Whoops members. And I think there was a small exchange between Slumlord Trill and Snoopy BadAzz in the DMs recently. And I guess bro said, you know what, let me just do a diss track on this guy. This was done quickly, like in a couple of days.
Oh, yeah, nah, he probably done that same day and just shot it out 2 days after that.
Yeah, and then he also posted something that I thought was
who is he?
Slumlord Trill. He posted something on the story. Let me see if I could pull it up here because he ain't letting up on this guy. And I don't know why this guy just keeps on picking a new target. Every week there's a new target for him.
A new blood target.
Yeah, a new blood target. But this is funny. He says, I don't beef with ninjas with paperwork. That's like beefing with the police. And then he's got a picture of like a dog to replicate Snoopy BadAzz's image. That's on his story. Slumlord Trill. Go tap in.
I ain't beefing with the pigs, bro.
Yeah, I think well, you're his favorite target for some reason.
Yeah, man, he said I'm a buster because I refuse to sit down with him at no jumper. Why? For what? What would be the point of me sitting down with Melvin Banks to talk about what?
I don't think there's any reason to sit down with him. What is the goal? What is the actual goal?
I don't understand. Why? Why at no jumper? Why we can't sit on that and talk at Gonzalez?
Yeah.
Or at Enterprise or at Campanella or at Loaders somewhere in Bompton. You from Bompton, right?
Well, Slumlord Trill has a line in that song says, "You live on the internet," and I think he wants to do everything internet related. He don't want to do nothing real.
Nah, that's cap. Hey, man, look. We sit in front of this camera to do content, push content out, and you know what I'm saying, and monetize. Not for the BS, even though sometimes the BS it comes with it. But why would I want to? I'm trying to figure out he's retarded. Why he keep saying that I'm scared because I don't want to take a sit down with him in front of 5 million subscribers. For what?
Hey, delusions of grandeur.
What would that prove to anybody?
There's no benefit to it.
You already got embarrassed by Wack. Wack took you on camera and embarrassed you.
Oh yeah, that was probably the best interview Wack has ever done. He's a terrible interviewer.
Wack set him up and knocked him down.
Yeah.
He baited him in. He played nice guy, yeah, man, and got him there and chastised him and verbally abused him. And he didn't even know he was getting insulted into the
reaction.
The reactions.
When the shots went off, I was gone, my nigga. I was out of there. I didn't even it wasn't even no motherfucking see what he looked like. I didn't sit there, look at the nigga, ask him his name and all that. Nigga, when niggas started busting, I was gone. I ran to the nigga mama house. So when I got to the nigga mama house, I'm like, man, I think, well, she said, man, drug me back up there. They said, what happened? I said, somebody jumped out the bush and started shooting. That's all I said.
You said that to who?
To the police.
Now, let me ask you something.
I did say that. Yep. I said that.
Look at me when I ask you.
I'm not gonna lie.
So when the f did you go back to the murder crime, bro?
Scene of the crime, you mean?
No, it's a body.
Oh, right.
Because the nigga mama, bro. Like,
his mama?
Yeah, I should have said fuck her, huh? But
that's a fact.
I know, bro. But you know, I made a mistake.
She going up there anyway.
I'm not even about to sit here and try to justify it, bro. Like, I did that, my nigga. You feel me?
Now, if you over there at the house with the mama and somebody pull up and say, we think the homie hit up the street and you going up there with the mama, cool. Yeah. But you just in a situation.
Man, look.
17 seconds of thought.
It ain't like I drove to the courtroom and say, hey, I'm about to testify on this nigga. I was locked up on my own attempted murder at the time. If I'm snitching, if I'm getting up there, I'm finna tell us, I'm about to tell on my co-defendant too.
And snitches is defined as anytime you give information to law enforcement that's implementing anybody other than yourself.
I didn't implement him. He implemented himself.
Implicate.
But you collaborated it.
Because the defendant asked me to. It ain't like he was like, I don't want you to say anything. I don't want you to say anything. He asked me to. The nigga that got on stand testified on himself. Said the same story I said. I got up there to collaborate his story. And if the streets are saying I'm wrong for that, I'm gonna take that to the jar.
That's what I wish I would have never did. I want
that.
you to go and Spider Low got a little label signed to him.
What?
Signed to him, bro. I'm asking you to.
You asked me to sign the Spider Lokes label?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
Why would you want him to do that?
I never.
That's more serious than a motherfucker asking you to get on the stand and give a statement? You see how you was that serious about that?
Yeah. This nigga whack, bro. This nigga. You right.
He actually sent a text message to Wack, which Wack obviously publicized. He says, "Hey, I just watched our interview. It was real good. Numbers are good too." Like, he still didn't get it.
He didn't get it till the reactions came out.
He didn't get it until the people spoke. So that just lets you know how he's not tapped in with the people.
He's not tapped in with reality.
He's not tapped in with reality. But even with the people, because look, he came to that interview with Angel. He came there with
Don
Dubs. And he came there with Brazy Joe. And they should have been smart enough to say, bro, this was a bad look. But no, none of them realized that was a bad look. It took the people that was watching it to let them know, oh, that was a terrible look.
That Don Dub dude is weird. Okay, you said that wasn't Mob James in that picture. Taking up for Mob James. I don't even know if Mob James even know him.
It's a possibility because I think he is from the east side of Compton.
And then you said your name is Dank. Like you one of the Danks, and that's a reputable name over there.
He's Tiny Dank. He claimed he was Tiny Dank.
And he's for sure not no Tiny Dank. That Don dude, whatever, he's a liar, just like Snoopy. He's a straight weirdo and a liar. The Don Dub dude complimented me, said, I know how to rap. Just keep it on wax or some shit. But you don't want to tell Snoopy that. I bet you don't.
What's up, homie? This FG, homie. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting here listening. Shit, I'm gonna be quick, homie, and I'm gonna be brief because I ain't done with shit, homie. This the beginning. Now, first off, whoever just on the phone talk about this ain't in the photos, homie. I really want to know this nigga. He gotta know me. You know what I mean? And we gon' I'm gonna holler at you, getting on here lying, taking up for your rat ass homeboy, homie. You knock it off. You know what I mean? Everything about shit is 100, homie, and I ain't ducking no wreck on nothing. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I'm gonna be brief. I'm and hit the dude and that's all my paperwork, homie. You know what I mean? And it's authentic. You know what I mean? So like I said, I don't really do a bunch of interviews, that type of shit, but 100, homie, and somebody got something to say, direct them to me.
So did I send him in a picture?
No fucking doubt, 100%.
Hell yeah, CW.
Yeah, 100%, homie.
I said, so that's not him. He said, nah. I said, so you know who that is? He said, yeah. I said, what's his name? He said, I ain't gonna say his name. Don Dub, what's up with it, bro?
That's not Mob James in that. Nigga, who is you, homie? Nigga, I'm Tiny Dank, nigga. Okay, well, go ask your big homie Dank, homie, about me, homie. You know what time it is, nigga. You know me, nigga. I know what's up. All right, then, homie. So how you gonna tell me who ratted on me, homie? Knock it off. Look, I don't argue with me, and I ain't gonna do all that. But at the same time, homie, I know who I did 10 years for, dog. You know what I mean? And if any, I'll be embalmed. So me and you can talk on another level, but at the same time, homie, the shit is authentic. Don't try to defend that nigga, homie. I'm not questioning none of the paperwork, my nigga. That ain't what I'm saying. All right, well, check this out. But look, check this out. Like I say, I'm not gonna argue. I came on here just to let people know that it's authentic. You know what I mean? They'll be hearing from me again, and I'm gonna leave it at that, homie.
Hey, FG is in the building. Oh God.
Let
me reset the room.
It's like this. If somebody say something about you, and you a man, aren't you gonna go defend or go show somebody, prove that they're wrong?
Yeah, you gonna defend your.
Exactly.
You gonna come in here and speak your mind. That's what I said a long time ago.
Where's Reggie at? Let him come in here. He defend himself, show it. You can't.
Run it.
The man already told y'all. Everybody already know it. I mean, come on.
Yeah, check this out. We just had at least 2 people in here saying, that ain't him. I see a gangster getting his name tarnished. So, yeah, I was just finna say, this is Clubhouse. People all over the U.S. and all over the world, Russia and all that. So, you know who that, y'all even went down to the point and said, we know who that is, and that's not Mob James. I said, who is that dude then? We ain't gonna say his name. So, he a confidential witness, but y'all won't say his name because we on the platform. But if he a snitch, why not say his name? We're not throwing out a name of somebody that's solid, that's fighting the case. The snitch is snitch. So all I'm saying is, now FG came in the building and it's crickets. But just a second ago, everybody was advocating that, man, Mob James is good and coming with all these ideas of why this came about. He all bad. And as people who watch all these different YouTube channels and consume it, as a people, we deserve the right to know all bad. We might not want to support him no more. We might not want to subscribe to none of him. We might be like that. We not with him. So I'm grateful that FG came in and clarified that, because who better to say that is on there than him?
Nah, that ain't I looked at the picture I wanted to see. I zoomed in on the page. You understand? I wasn't gonna see it until I looked at the picture.
Yeah, but Don Dub, you was just in here saying it wasn't him, and y'all knew you know what I mean. You knew everybody in them photos, including the dude that they saying is the CW, and you just said that's not Mob James.
That's not Mob James in that photo, dog.
Then so FG is lying.
Put the paperwork back up.
It don't matter who it is. So FG is lying.
Put the link back
up, Penny. So FG lying.
Oh no, I ain't gonna say all that. I don't.
Blast.
What's happening, Tup?
FG is my G, homeboy. If
I believe blood. Hey, I believe blood, and I believe you.
That's all the understanding, blood. If on here who want to run it, we can run it. Blood don't.
Tup, say less, blood. Whoop, whoop. Say less, Tup. I got you. Hey, Tup, I got you, blood. Say less, dog.
Hey, homie, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna answer one more question. Like I said, you're gonna hear about all this, homie. This is just the beginning, you know.
Hey, FG, can I ask you a question? Did you check this the page 78 out on this link he got up here, dog?
Did who check it out?
Did you look at it?
That's his paperwork.
That's his paperwork. He
nigga, look. Nigga, I sit in the cell for 8.5 years reading that shit, homie. And but look, homie, look. I don't need no paperwork. You know what I mean? You know, I didn't have to discover and wonder who the fuck told on me, homie. I know exactly who did it. You know what I mean? And like I say, homie. So at the same time, homie, your homeboy a rat, homie. Don't do that. Don't protect him, homie. Don't try to speak up for him. You know what I mean? If you from the mob, go push your line, homie, and do your thing. But don't represent like that, homie. But like I say, y'all, I got to get up out of here, and it ain't the end of it.
Brazy Joker, I don't know what's wrong with him for him to keep dealing with the dude. I don't know, but ain't nobody with no perfect sense gonna be hanging with this dude more than an hour.
Yeah, man. Well, I thought it was a good song. I would expect Snoopy to probably do a rebuttal diss song, because this is probably what he wants.
Man, Snoopy be rapping too fast for the beat. I mean, I can hear you high off the Potter. He be rapping too fast for the beat. The music is not good. I never heard nobody in my whole entire life say, "Hey, turn that Snoopy BadAzz on." Ever.
And I was thinking of reacting to one of his videos, because the video makes reference to Los Angeles, and there's a bunch of B-roll of LA in the video. But all the footage of him rapping the video, he's in Boston. He's on Boston streets and in Boston locations doing a song about LA, using B-roll from LA, but he never touches LA in the video.
Okay, yeah. So you did a Bow Wow challenge. See, man, ain't nobody beefing with nothing like you, bro. No, I'm not about to sit down with you for what? We could sit down at Darby Park. We could sit down on Holly Ave. Like, we could sit down at Louis Burgers. Right there. Get some chili cheese fries. You know what I mean? Bring Champ. Champ took you to the west to take your fades. You trust Champ? Call Champ from Cross Atlantic. Wouldn't that be? Don't that make sense?
I don't think Champ would give him the same protection that he gave him back in 2018.
Man, listen. Shout out Avenue Champ. Hit Champ. Be like, hey, look, I want to link with Munchie. I want to make sure it don't go too far. Could you please come with me to Louis Burger or Primo Burger? You know what I'm saying? I know Bompton like the back of my hand, bro. Don't play with me, bro. I did a lot of time in Bompton, bro. I went to Davis Middle School in Bompton. I don't even think Snoop even went to school in Bompton, bro. I went to Davis Middle School right there on Popular in Wilmington. Come on, bro.
He hasn't went to any of these schools. He claims he went to a continuation school in Compton. He claims he went to Audubon, and he claims he went to Century Park Elementary. I will tell you this, based on my research, he did attend
Century Park. Might be right.
Century Park Elementary, but he only was there for like up to maybe, I want to say, what grade would you be in when you're 7? Second grade?
Second grade, third grade.
I'm going to say up to about 90. I gotta look. I got all the information, Mr. Banks, of the schools you attended. I believe 92 was his last year. He was born in 85. His mother moved out to the IE either 90. No, it might have been 91. Mom's might have moved out in 91. She got shot and paralyzed in 91, I believe, and moved either 91 or 92. So he would have been like 7, and he has not touched a Los Angeles Unified School since. And hey, you just told Slumlord Trill to produce evidence that he went to a school in LA. Why don't you?
Oh, he told Slumlord that?
Yeah, he did that on a video. I want you to produce your yearbook picture from Audubon. Hey,
No. But what would make him tell Slumlord that though?
He said that Slumlord ain't from over there.
I think he's stupid.
Yeah, but Audubon is right down the street from me, bro. I went through all those yearbooks. I went through all them yearbooks. Well, you produce a picture that you went to Audubon, because he keeps claiming Audubon. Nah.
But if you did go to Audubon, so what? What about Bompton? What's going on over there? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, he was in Paris in the middle school and high school years. He was not in L.A. during them years. That's factual. In fact, that one of the schools he went
You know
to.
what? Maybe he did go to school in LA because how old was he when he was banging Avalon?
When he was hanging out over there with the Avalons, that would have been, yeah, you know what? That would have been 2000. He was 15.
So he had to go to school out here somewhere.
Okay, well, that was the east side.
Because he was living with his cousin in the Avalons, his female cousin. I heard she looked good as hell. The Avalons used to be on that ass.
Yeah, maybe for a brief minute.
Yeah, so he had to hit some LAUSD because he was from Avalon, Gangsta Crip, from 40 Avalon. Man, this dude confused.
Yeah. In fact, the funny thing about the Avalon story is one of the older dudes saw him in the pen and tried to go up to him and say, "Hey, yeah, what's going on?" Like, try to be cool with him, and Snoopy was acting like he didn't know who he was.
Like he didn't remember him. He said, "No, this Pyro." Said, "You sure you was from there?" "No, this Pyro."
Yeah,
man.
Hey, remember that, Snoopy, when you was a Pyro in prison and you bumped into the dude from Avalon?
Yeah, he think he about to get some homie lil. Oh, this one of the little homies.
Yeah.
Like, man, you used to be from the hood, huh? You from the hood? Like, nah, I'm from Pyro. Man, come on, man. Hey, man, you know everybody don't play the internet. That's the thing, though. But we done hollered at him a few times. The G homies from 40 Avalon.
Yeah, we got the whole Avalon story. We got that whole story, names, dates, places, locations, all that. Yeah, tap in with Slumlord Trill's new song, "BadAzz." I think it's funny.
BPS. Hey, no, Slumlord be getting off.
But hey, faking that you a federal agent, pulling up on people in L.A. with guns and badges, that ain't funny. And this dude named Fernando Diaz.
I about to say Snoopy did that?
Nah, Fernando Diaz did it. 24-year-old dude that's got all of the equipment of being a police officer. I don't know how he does it. I don't know where he got this Durango. He got this Durango that's like souped up as a police car.
Oh, it's a Durango.
Yeah, he got a Durango, and he got busted, and he's facing all kind of crazy charges. But it brings up some other issues that the Huntington Park mayor and police chief want to know is why are the real federal agents running around here with masks on, and none of them want to identify themselves?
So due to this Fernando dude, that shit shine more light on them running around with masks on.
Yeah. If you don't know when the feds pull up on you, you don't know if they're real or fake. Because you can say, "Hey, what's your name and badge number?" They're not saying nothing. And the footage that I'm seeing of these guys, they got their mask. They got the full face mask on, like the Pooh Shiesty masks on. Jumping out of their cars and gaffling people up. But I got an article here from KTLA 4 here in LA. It says here, Huntington police said they have arrested a man who may have been posing as a federal immigration agent at the time of heightened tensions in Southern California. Fernando Diaz, 23, was arrested on Tuesday after officers came across his Dodge Durango parked in a handicap zone near the 7,000 block of Alameda Street. Officers were impounding an SUV when a man approached claiming to own the SUV. according to police chief. Having learned that the vehicle was being impounded, the individual requested to retrieve his items from the vehicle that he claimed belonged to a friend, the chief said. When questioned by the officers about the police-like items inside the vehicle, the individual claimed that he formerly worked as a security guard. Officers searched the vehicle, found a 9mm firearm, official-looking documents bearing a Homeland Security and U.S. Customs, a sheet containing U.S. CB radio codes, multiple copies of passports under other people's names. The Durango was also equipped with radios, police-type lights, other miscellaneous items indicative of a possible criminal activity.
Damn, you went so fast. It was something I wanted to touch on, but
hey, that's bold though. That you cruising around the city acting like a cop.
You know what's crazy? He would have never got caught if he didn't park at a handicap. He made a dumb, small mistake, and it's costing him.
Yeah, he parked in the handicap. Someone called it in to get it towed. Hey, if he would have just let it get towed, he came to the car, was like, oh, shoot, they towed my car. And they was like, yeah, it's already hooked. You know, when it's hooked, they're taking it. And he wanted to retrieve items out of it. He should have just fell back and just let them tow it.
Yeah, and went and got his shit.
Maybe not even go back and get it, because I think they do an inventory. When they tow your car and take it to the impound, they have to do an inventory on what's inside. So somebody would have eventually told the police from the tow yard, hey, this guy got a gang of police shit in it. Or they would have said, hey, I think we accidentally impounded a police car. He should have just took an L on that.
Man, them places be like CA exempt and all that though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they would have ran in place and known there wasn't no police car. But he said he used to be a security guard. That's crazy.
You think that if he would have just let it go into the impound yard, he could have just went there and picked it up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he would have got it back.
Yeah, that's if the people at the impound yard wouldn't have thought something criminal was going on. Like if the people in the impound yard do an inventory check and there's a kilo of cocaine in the back seat, what you think they're gonna do? They either gonna keep it for themselves.
Man, they do an inventory check when it's something criminal. If they just then towed your car, they're not gonna do all that checking. They just gonna tow it.
Well, if the police are involved, they'll do an inventory check.
But his truck was only getting towed for being in the handicap zone.
Yeah,
it wasn't gonna get checked.
Okay, there might have been a chance. He messed up then.
You're right. He could have just let him take it.
Yeah, and go pick it up later.
But now he about to face some time.
Oh man, he's in custody now.
Impersonating the police officer. What that carry?
Well, it says here that so far he's been charged with the unregistered firearm. He bailed out, and he's got to come back to court. And when he goes back to court, they're probably going to add more charges.
So he only got a gun case right now.
Because that was what they could immediately charge him with the 9mm. I'm sure they're trying to figure out all the charges.
Okay, passports.
Yeah,
that wasn't his. Is it copies of passports or is the original? I heard him say copy.
I think I saw some photos of the stuff they took out the car, and it looked pretty legitimate. So he's got other people's stuff. In fact, let me play this short little clip right here.
Is accused of impersonating a federal agent. Police say they discovered fake IDs, guns, and stolen passports. Fox 11's Gina Silva live in Huntington Park with the latest on this one. Gina.
Alex, the arrest happened on Tuesday when officers noticed a vehicle illegally parked in a handicapped spot. When they took a closer look, they realized something was very wrong.
He did have the equipment and the capacity to victimize our community.
24-year-old Fernando Diaz of Los Angeles drove this Dodge Durango vehicle with no plates and equipped with police lights. Inside the vehicle, officers found handheld police-style radios, a firearm magazine, a semi-automatic weapon, and forged documents bearing the insignia of Homeland Security Investigations and U.S. Customs and Border Protection. That's why the Huntington Park police believe Diaz may have been impersonating an ICE or Border Patrol agent.
We have to believe that he either is involved in impersonating law enforcement officers or agents, or he is intent on impersonating law enforcement officers or agents.
Diaz was also found in possession of phones and passports that do not belong to him. And perhaps most alarming, his alleged criminal history.
The individual also has a prior arrest record related to human smuggling.
Okay, so they showed photos of the passports. Those were legit, original passports in his possession that don't belong to him.
And then he got a history of human smuggling.
I wouldn't say history. He got an arrest that was, I guess, either dismissed or never went charged. He wasn't convicted of it, but he was arrested for it. But yeah, I guarantee you that when he goes back to court, they're going to be telling Mr. Diaz, the DA is going to add some more charges to your gun case.
Of course,
but ain't no.
You got people passports.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I don't even know what crime is that so far. So far, I mean, if you have someone else's passport, that's not illegal. You know, if I have my sons or my kids in my possession, it ain't illegal. But you got to find out where they stolen. Where are these people at on these passports? That's what they're trying to figure out right now. If these people were robbed, oh, boom, he's got a robbery. If they say, hey, you ever seen this guy before? Oh, yeah, he's the one that took my shit. He jumped out on me acting like he was a police. Oh, then the charges are going to go up. Then they really going to go up.
Yeah, this is like an easy way to kidnap somebody. Because they going to comply. Like, you know what I'm saying? Thinking you're the police.
Man, he can get away. That Durango has the lights that flash in the front where the headlights are. Mm-hmm. And he's got the lights behind the visors. When you drop the visors, he's got the lights coming through the windshield. So it looks like a federal, like some federal shit. If that car got behind me and flashed them lights, I would have pulled over.
Or gave him a chase.
Nah, I ain't.
Imagine them chasing you, though.
Imagine him doing the chase.
Yeah,
huh?
like, because it ain't like he could dispatch no help.
Oh, man.
So you like, and you think, oh, man, that's crazy. Nah. He'd probably give up. Because he'd have to really be cuckoo to go on a chase and chase somebody with the lights and shit.
That is bizarre. I actually got pulled over by the sheriff. Well, let me see. What year was this? This was about 2 years ago. I'll say 2023. And it was late at night. It was like 3 a.m. I was going to get gas so I wouldn't have to go in the morning. I said, let me go get some gas. I was up. I got pulled over, and where I got pulled over, I didn't feel comfortable. So I drove. I kept driving. And then I found a gas station that was lit up. And then I pulled in there. That motherfucker jumped out his car and started cursing me out. You pull over when I tell you to pull over. And I said, bro, do you know that a motorist does not have to pull over if they don't feel safe? I pulled over in a lit, safe area. And he kept on yelling and cursing. He gave me some dumb ticket. That's the last time I got pulled over, about 2 years ago. And I probably wouldn't have got the ticket if I just pulled over where I was at, but I said, nah, this is a dark street.
What he was pulling you over for anyway?
He didn't even have no good reason to pull me over. He didn't have no good reason. He got behind me and started following me. As soon as he got behind me, I said, he's pulling me over. I already know. He's pulling me over. He gave me a ticket for tinted windows and out-of-state registration. That's it.
Yeah, that's they go-to with the tints.
The tint. Or another one is the go-to is your license plate light is not lit. There's 2 lights that light up your license plate. Them little tiny bulbs, they go out all the time. You won't know if that bulb is out. Culver City PD pulled me over for that once. I'm like, man, that's the most minorest thing that you can think of.
Culver City PD, BS.
But yeah, I wouldn't have. If this dude would have pulled me over, if Fernando Diaz would have pulled me over, I would have complied. But once he got to talking, I might have been able to tell, like, bro.
Nah, probably not. We would have to hear him talk.
Yeah, I need to hear his police talk. I need to hear his police talk. Like, if you really that good, you know how to talk like the police. I'm pulling you over for such and such violation.
I don't know what you mean by talk about because it's a lot of black officers that talk like me.
Yeah, but
remember Ware?
Oh, Ware, but Ware got that. He got that police.
Ware from IPD?
Yeah, Ware got that police vibe though. He got that police vibe. He had that
Officer Rankins, IPD.
He had that canine dog, Officer Ware.
Yeah, hey, hold on. Hey, this dude, he would have went. If he would have had a dog, oh my God. Oh, no. He going overboard with the dog. If he would have had a dog too.
Hey, I'm surprised Ware didn't like make the dog bark at my car. Because, you can make the dog bark and pretend like you got something when you don't.
Didn't know that.
I saw that on a YouTube video. Yeah. And they could that'll be their justification to search your car. They can't, a dog barking at your car is probable cause to search. And now that I know that a police dog trainer, can make their dog react to your car. Those dog searches is not even legit anymore. This YouTuber exposed that. But
yeah, they need to outlaw them dogs.
I don't think a dude who's not a cop can trick me into him being a cop, like pulling me over. I would listen to what he's saying. I would ask questions. I listen to his answers. Something would alert me, like, bro, something ain't right. Just like those cops and when he was double parked over there or parked in a disabled spot, he came over there. They started thinking, hey, there's something wrong with this. Something ain't right here. Something ain't right here. They ransacked his car and they found out. He should have just left it alone.
But he told them he used to be security, though. He didn't say nothing about no law enforcement.
I think in another article that I had here, it said that he claimed to be a former customs. Here it goes, right here. It says in this article, okay, I didn't read it all the way through because it's long, but it says here, in addition to statements made by Mr. Diaz himself, he was claiming to be a former employee of Customs and Border Patrol. And I guess after a while, they started looking through his shit and be like, you said you was a security guard, but he had the paperwork. Remember that they found paperwork that said Customs and Border Patrol. So he probably said, oh, yeah. I used to be a Border Patrol. But how you used to be something when you're only 24?
Yeah, man.
His age right there. You're 24 and you used to be? Oh, you crazy.
They need to do a mental evaluation on him.
Oh, they got to find out he ain't kidnapping people and killing them. That's the first thing they got to do.
Something ain't right with him mentally.
And I just want to play this last clip because I think the mayor of Huntington Park got a good point here about these the real ICE agents coming through L.A. masked up and hoodied up. Hold on, here we go. Let's play this clip of the mayor.
Today's discussion centers on a troubling incident that took place this past Tuesday night, a case that exemplifies the broader issues facing our community. When federal enforcement agencies operate without accountability and common sense. On June 24th, an individual was arrested after officers discovered red and blue lights hidden under the vehicle's visors, multiple police-style radios, a firearms magazine, IHS and CBP labeled documents, and copies of passports in an unmarked vehicle parked in a handicap space without a placard and in the 700 block of South Alameda Street. The registered owner of the vehicle claimed that he used to work for Customs and Border Protection that had no valid credentials. What this individual was doing with those items remains under investigation. But the presence of law enforcement style equipment without any verified authority raises serious concerns. When people cannot trust who is enforcing the law, public safety is undermined and fear begins to take hold. These are not isolated fears. Across the region, residents are reporting encounters with individuals claiming to be federal agents, driving tinted and unmarked vehicles, wearing plain clothes, and refusing to show identification. One recent incident prompted a resident to ask, who are these people?
Hey, I think they got a good point because all the footage that you see of these agents scooping up these immigrants, you can't see who they are.
They ain't plain clothes.
Some of them have like the cargo pants. They got the little federal the federal outfit on, but some of them are in plain clothes, and you can't see their faces. They're completely masked up with sunglasses on. You don't know who they are. If you ask them to identify themselves, they refuse to. And I was just thinking about, like, why would these agents cover their faces up? And I think some of them are ashamed of the job that Donald Trump has ordered them to do because maybe their families and other people that they'll be exposed. Like the news is exposing all these people, but you can't see their faces, and they don't want the backlash.
That's a good point. With the assignment they set out to do.
It's a messed up job that they're doing, but they're doing it under orders. So I mean, we can be mad at these agents, but at the same time, they're being ordered to from Washington D.C. under the Trump administration. Remember, Nina Beretta felt that they were just doing their own thing. It's not really.
Well, they are. If you put it like that, they is doing their own thing. This gonna validate her point that this not even Trump people.
Oh, well, the fake one. You talking about? Yeah. But I'm saying
it's possibly some more fake ones. Man, Nina Beretta got to double back.
No. But we're talking about the real agents that pull up at the swap meets, that go to the Home Depots, that go to the meat packing plants. That's all under orders.
Right.
You know, they went to a swap meet, Santa Fe, recently. That's the one where the young man was warning everybody.
Santa Fe Springs?
I think so. The young man was warning everybody to ICE is outside, and some people left, and some people didn't. No, that's Trump. That's Trump ordering all this, you know. So, yeah, I think that's one reason why these guys are poo shiestied up. I can't think of anything else.
Man. This is mind-boggling with this dude. I want to know what would make a person want to do this anyway. It gives mental. No, for real.
Yeah, and I think the mayor of Huntington Park, hopefully the feds are listening, because if I'm an immigrant getting scooped up, I'm running from them. I'm like, I don't believe you guys are real. I saw a news story, and you guys might kidnap me.
Man, you better run regardless, real or fake. Out of there. Man, I remember when I was a teenager and I was watching this breaking news. It was a chase, and I was like, man, he's a polite ass criminal. He was throwing on his blinkers. He was getting on. I'm like, why is he throwing on the signal?
Yeah.
Getting on from the police. That shit was funny.
What about when they do these slow speed chases? They're not even trying to get away.
I've been on one of those before. I was trying to get away, but the car just wasn't fast. People probably haven't heard of a Toyota Tercel.
Yeah, a Toyota Tercel. I remember the Tercel. Yeah.
I was in one of those that was stolen, and I was on the slow speed chase. Every time I look back, it was another car.
All right, I got a question for you. What hood is known for the most high-profile, high-speed chase from the LAPD?
40s?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. 40s.
All them 40s?
Yeah.
That's the one where he's throwing the money out the window?
Yeah, because it followed a bank robbery. So, yeah, I don't think anything has outdone that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In fact, one of the dudes in that pursuit is X-Fo's brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. X-Fo's brother was part of that.
Yeah, I know who X4 Brothers is.
In fact, if anybody wants to watch that pursuit, I have the entire video of that in my members section on YouTube. So if you're a member of Street TV, you could watch that whole pursuit all the way to the end. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, nah, that was gangster though. They did that.
Yeah. All right. They gonna get this dude though. They gonna get this dude.
Yeah, he's an idiot, man.
Hey, what's up with fine ass Remy Ma, man?
Feisty ass Remy Ma. The only thing I didn't like is her. She talk a little too rough.
You mean like?
I want to know, is that all the women from BX that talk like that?
You mean she's got a raspy voice?
No, it ain't that. Just like too stupid. Like she just like too kind of like mannish.
Yeah.
The way she talk, but other than that, Remy Ma bad.
Yeah, she's very masculine.
Mm-hmm.
She's very masculine the way she talks, but she looks extremely feminine.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And I thought her and Papoose was in it to win it.
Man, come on, man. I didn't reference them in so many songs. Now you done messed it up for me. Real, it don't even hit the same no more.
I really thought they was even gonna work it out with the battle rap dude situation.
Nah, I think they both want to, but they didn't slung too much mud. They didn't went too far, so it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now it's the point of no return, but they wanted. I could tell they wanted to at one point, but pride, ego.
Well, apparently Remy Ma got into it with somebody. I will say the victim that her son allegedly killed daughter that was in the courtroom. So he's on trial. He's not been convicted yet. So I'm going to say allegedly, but allegedly her son was part of this homicide back in 2021 of this guy named DARRIUS Gillebeaux. The son's name is Jason Scott. DARRIUS Gillebeaux was killed in 2021, and DARRIUS Gillebeau's daughter, Jazmine Dior, had an exchange of words with her outside the courthouse. All right, so here, what I'll do is I'll play the little exchange, and then we'll talk about it. This is Remy Ma and Miss Dior going back and forth outside the courtroom.
Your mother's ugly? Like your mother's ugly? Oh, okay.
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Just watch.
Yeah, okay. We could test her right now. Right now. Right now, ugly. Everything. Oh, you thought you was gonna see something ugly, bitch. You wasn't. But you wasn't.
No makeup.
But you wasn't. Same here. You see what's up? Same here. You see what's up? Oh, okay.
That's pretty much the clip of them going back and forth. And
Hey, son, our girl said we could see what's happening. We could squabble. You heard her?
Yeah.
She said we could test touch.
Yeah. She did kind of call her out.
Right.
Remy called her watch fake. It just seemed.
Don't care about the fake watch. She wanted to get in.
Yeah, fake watch. Now I have a problem with going at a victim's family member outside of court. That's just a bad look.
But right here seemed like Jazmine Dior is more the, you know what I mean?
Well, the problem with this clip is that it doesn't start from the beginning.
Okay, right.
So there's obviously we missing a whole lot of
the beginning
context
right.
to this whole situation.
What led up to it?
Yeah, and what's her name? Remy Ma shouldn't have even been. Remy Ma should have just walked away from this. She needs to realize, okay, this is the victim's daughter. My son's accused of killing her dad. Let me just walk away from this. You know, this is bad for a PR move. If she was the type of rapper that was high profile with sponsors and all kind of deals, they'd be looking at her weird right now. Like, Remy, this is a bad look for our brand. You know, but she's just a hood rapper right now at this point in her career.
Hey, I want to know why they go squabble. Hey, because our girl saying we could go around like test touch.
All right, let me play that again for those that might have missed that part.
Right.
Like your mother's ugly? Like your mother's ugly? Oh, okay.
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Watch.
Yeah, okay. We could test her right now. Right now, ugly. Everything. Oh, you thought you was gonna see something ugly, bitch. You wasn't. But you wasn't.
No makeup.
But you wasn't. Same here. You see what's up? Same here. You see what's up? Oh, okay.
Okay, but she got to be careful because Remy Ma is known to stick a chick.
Yeah, but she called you out.
Yeah.
She called you out for the fade. So, like you said, we missed the beginning. We didn't get the context to lead up to it. So hopefully Remy Ma didn't start this because she called you out.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that, you know, the courtroom usually has like people in there that deal with the families of the victim and the families of the people on trial to make sure that there's no, at least here in LA, to make sure there's no like interaction. They'll even say, this is the side you guys sit on.
Right.
Here's the side you guys sit on this side. And there's not supposed to be this interaction. But I guess this happened outside the courtroom. You lose control once it goes outside into the public. And
I want to know, was this before or after the proceeding? It's had to be after.
It could be on a break too, like a lunch break, because it looks like it's the light. It looks like it's sunny. It's daytime. And who knows? But yeah, her son is Jason Scott, and he's on trial for a homicide from 2021. Let me play Miss Dior. Miss Dior played. She recorded a video sitting in her car shortly after the incident. Here's Miss Dior, Miss Jazmine Dior.
Raggedy ass fucking bitch, Remy. Like, girl, like you would have thought I did something to you. Realistically, I can never speak to my father again. I can never hug him. I can never kiss him. I can never say nothing else to him. You can see your son. You can speak to him. You can hug on him. You can say whatever. The fact of the matter is that I see this fucking lady, and she's looking at me with a whole attitude. When I tell y'all ice grilling as if her son was the victim. Like, miss, where's your remorse? Like, where's your sorriness? Where's your sadness? Like, at the end of the day, I don't care what I go through with nobody. I would never want to see nobody die. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Like, bitch, nobody did nothing to you, you fucking gremlin. And you really acting like you mad about something. Ice grilling somebody. Ugly ass. Then you acting tough in front of a courthouse. Like, bitch, we're gonna go to jail. You been to jail before. I'm sure you don't want to go back, bitch. Like, what are we doing here? Come around the corner. You're really not fucking tough. Like, bitch is mad pussy. Like...
She called her out, huh?
She said, come around the corner. So, okay. Now she's saying that she answered my question. She was ice grilling her words, quote unquote. And that's when the back and forth went. Because Remy Ma was ice grilling the victim's daughter.
Yeah, that's a no-no. That's a no-no in court.
But was it... So, all right, they said Remy Ma was eventually detained.
Yeah, they put her into cuffs. There's a picture of her in handcuffs, but apparently I think they let her go.
So why was she detained and not this? Because it seemed like she's more turned up.
Well, it looks like that Remy Ma might have instigated the whole conflict, but the girl was ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was a little surprised that the victim daughter turned up too.
Why would she be surprised, man? She got so much hurt bottled in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I wonder how this is going to play out in the next few days of trial, because I don't know what happened in the detention. They might have told Remy Ma, if you come back, you better behave. If you don't behave, you ain't going to be allowed in here anymore. You know, they'll kick you out in a second if you disrupt the court.
Damn, man. I mean, that's hurtful losing your son to the system also, because she probably, like, I ain't going to see my son again because we don't know what kind of evidence I got stacked up against him. She probably stressed out. But then again, she lost her dad. Why you mean mugging her?
Yeah.
And then, like, she said we could test touch. Never heard of the term, but I know where she getting at with this. Then the second video, she said we could have went around the corner. You been in jail before. I know you don't want to go back. You try to be tough in front of a court building. Oh yeah, these bitches is really PUSSY. What? Man, Remy, y'all don't know. Next court date, you might have to get that. No, I'll take that back. My bad. I was ignorant. No, but when the time presented themselves right there, you should have took her on that offer right there. But in the future, man, everybody just sit through the court proceedings and go home, man.
Yeah, I'm not tapped in with the New York slang in 2025, but I assume ice grilling is what we would say mad dogging here in LA.
I'm gonna tell you like I tell my mom, you not from New York no more, bro. My mom talking about this St. Louis stuff, mom. You not from St. If they dropped me and my mom off somewhere in St. Louis, bro, we'll just be lost. Like we have to like, hey, which way is? You know what I'm saying?
No, but I'm always out there though. But I'm not tapped in with the slang no more.
So you know your directions?
Oh, I know it like the back of my hand.
Okay.
Yeah, I get in a rental car and I'm driving all over that place
without GPS.
Well, I still like to use the GPS to stay out of traffic.
Okay.
And then I like to use the GPS to avoid the tolls. Everywhere in New York, you got to pay to cross a bridge. So I'm.
That's stupid, bro.
That's the way it's always been. But if you want to like go out your way, I can cross over this bridge. There's no toll on this bridge, but I got to go 10 blocks north. You know, I be doing that sometimes, avoiding. And
how much is the tolls?
Well, if you cross the George Washington Bridge, I think that's the most expensive toll. That's $20 just to cross over the George Washington Bridge.
I would never move to New York ever.
And then like the Tappan Zee Bridge, that's like $8. Crossing the Triborough Bridge, that's like $10. I mean, you could rack up.
So whoever owns these bridges, could you buy it from them?
No, the bridges is owned by the government. Yeah, the city. They own all the bridges.
I'll buy me a bridge.
But if you stay on one borough, you don't got to worry about it. It's mostly crossing those bridges and the tunnels. So yeah, I'll be driving all around there. Yeah, I ain't tapped in with the slang.
These females to come see me, man. I ain't paying $20 to cross the bridge to come hit that.
No, you could avoid the G-Dub Bridge though. You could avoid it. I always avoid the G-Dub, and it's only $20 in one direction. It's not $20 both ways. So
whatever direction is $20 going in, it's popping in that city.
No, it's just the G-Dub take you to New Jersey. It's the next state over.
Okay.
So it's all the New Jersey people that come into New York City to work. They make sure they're taxing them. You know, most of us don't gotta go to New Jersey, so there's no reason for us to cross the George Washington Bridge. But every once in a while, you might meet somebody that lives in Jersey City. You might meet somebody that lives in Elizabeth, and then you got to go to Jersey. There's a lot of people out there.
You a lost Yorker, not Los Angeles, but Lost Yorker.
Yeah, I used to date a girl that lived in Jersey City. I used to take the Path, which is a little train that crosses over the Hudson River. It crosses over. You take that Path, get off at John F. Kennedy. Used to hang out in Jersey City, but yeah, that's the hardest part about driving around the city. And then, man, if you rent a car, the rental car is charging you $25 a day off the bat just for the toll, on top of the toll. So it's $25 a day, and the tolls. But I never get their toll thing. I always decline it. But out-of-staters will get it because they'll be lost. And then you'll get stuck with all kind of toll charges. But yeah, I've never heard of ice grilling ever.
So yeah, ice grilling is basically mad dogging.
Yeah.
Test touching is like I want to see what them hands like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jazmine Dior. I wonder is that her Instagram?
Jazmine Dior doesn't sound like a real name.
Nah, Dior is most definitely not her last name.
I ain't never met a black person's last name Dior.
Jazmine Dior. I'm gonna find her on Instagram.
Yeah, maybe we'll get her to call in. If you find her on Instagram, let's get her to call in.
I'm gonna go look for her after this.
All right.
And Remy, man, chill out, man. Remy just be being herself though. She not acting.
Yeah. But she's got to realize that as you get older, you got to mature. How you are when you're 20 shouldn't be how you are when you're 30. And how you are when you're 40 shouldn't be how you were when you were 30.
But hold on. Another thing, Jazmine, Remy Ma's not ugly, bro. I don't know where you pull Gremlin from. She not ugly, bro. She might have been wrong in this situation, but Remy Ma is not ugly. No.
No. She definitely... I do think she was excessive with the makeup sometimes, Remy Ma. But no, that's a good looking sister right there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Make you Munchie Ma.
I think we talked about these Fresno Bulldogs before.
Yeah, I've been locked up with them.
Yeah, you told a story about being in prison with some Fresno Bulldogs, I think. Was it the county jail or prison?
Prison.
Oh, yeah, they wouldn't be in the L.A. county jail. I'm tripping.
Of course not. No, I was in Wasco reception with them. They off the chain, no structure. If you one of them like older black dudes or older like regular Mexicans that need your sleep and you just one of them old inmates, you should be in house with them. Ain't it didn't bother me because I was hella young then. They barking just for nothing. They they were the plats like us. They hitting our coffee cups, drink. Ain't no Southerners, no Southsiders about to hit my coffee cup after me. You know what I'm saying?
Now, do you know about when there used to be Southsiders or they used to be Northerners, or now they decide we're not going to be nothing, we independent? You know that little history that they had?
Yeah, I done heard it before. I think there was like Northerners though, right? There was Northerners, and then it was some kind of like discrepancy. And then so they did their own thing, but. That'd be disrespectful to say that. I'm about to say it's like they kind of PC'd up, but they segregated. They can't jail with neither one. Well, but it's crazy. But the Southsiders and the Northerners, they made they came to some common ground in jail. You know what I'm saying? And they blended some of them nowadays. But it's no way Jose when it comes to the Fresno Bulldogs.
Yeah, they were in 2019 or I say 2018. They were in Solano. And they were there with the Southsiders.
Different yards.
No, it was it didn't last long though.
Who you talking about? Northerners or Bulldogs?
The Bulldogs. The Bulldogs were in Solano on the yard with some Southsiders, and I was talking to a guy that was running the yard back then. This was the guy that was involved in the F-13 East Coast Crip peace thing. So I was talking to him about the Bulldogs, and he said, "Yeah, we had the Bulldogs over here, but I had to kick them out." And I said, "What happened?" He said, "Well, I let the Bulldogs program on the yard." He said there was there was a bunch of phones. Since it was only a few of them and it was a bunch of us, I gave 2 phones for the Fresno Bulldogs. I assigned them those 2 phones, and then the rest of the phones were for the Southsiders. He said that the Bulldogs would just use all the phones. He said we were trying to get along with them. They would just use any phone they wanted to. They didn't respect the rules, so he had to they got rolled up off that yard in Solano.
Bulldogs don't follow rules, bro. They a lawless gang. No, for real, but they do what they want. I'm telling you, like, man, if an old cranky convict doing time, it ain't for him. Like, young and you just like me or how I was when I was like gelling, it wouldn't have bothered me and stuff. But no, that shit funny to me.
All right, let me read this article. This is from the Sierra Sun Times, up in the Fresno area. 38 gang members and associates charged in federal complaint called Operation Shock Collar.
They names be crazy.
Operation Shock Collar in Fresno.
For the viewers, you said shock, like you shocking somebody.
Yeah,
right.
like electric shock.
Right.
Shock collar. Okay, so it says here up to 500 federal agents and local law enforcement personnel executed 54 search warrants in Fresno County, city of Huron, and the surrounding communities. Throughout the investigation, law enforcement seized firearms, ammunition, methamphetamine, heroin, and cocaine. 89 criminal street gang members and associates were arrested and charged with crimes in federal and state court. The complaint, unsealed in June 2025, charges 38 members and associates of the Huron Dog Life, Coalinga Dog Life, San Joaquin Ruthless Perros cliques of the Bulldog Street Gangs with various drugs and firearms trafficking offenses. And then it just goes on to list a bunch of crimes, and they also list a bunch of names of guys. And it looks like, 38 is a lot, but it's not a lot because, a hood could easily replace, membership like that. It doesn't really have an impact on the hood.
That's from like 3 different gangs, though. 3 different Bulldog fractions. Right?
Yeah, I don't know if they're considered cliques but it's all under Bulldog. So they got the Huron Dog Life, Coalinga Dog Life, and San Joaquin Perro clique. Perro is also dog in Spanish. Cliques of the Bulldogs. So I don't think it's going to do a blow to the Bulldogs. And I'll give you a good example. Black P-Stones, BPS. They've been indicted twice, bro. And in both indictments, they arrested at least 50 or more people. One was in 2003. The other one was like 2008. And the BPS Jungle Stones never lost a beat. It just shows you that all these RICOs and the arrests, it don't do anything. Like, if you listen to the press conference, they'll say, yeah, this is a big blow to the BPSs. We took out their leadership, and this is going to hurt them for many years to come. And the BPSs are out there the next day like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, they did us. Only took 13 people.
Oh, they only... So IF got one indictment, one federal indictment?
13 people.
Yeah, that ain't really...
13, I ain't gonna say that ain't nothing because I ain't trying to tease them people.
Yeah.
But I know I was in the county jail one year, and the 40s came to jail, deep as hell.
Oh yeah,
But shout out to Tommy Wolfie from Brim. That's my boy. He was on the case for 3 of them because it's a big old indictment, but everybody got their own cases under that indictment. My boy from 6 Zues Brim was on the case for 3 40s. He was high. I said, so you got to go to court with them 3 dudes and be chained up with them going to court? Walking in court every court date? Like, it's crazy, though.
Now, the 40s that you just mentioned, 2009, they were indicted. It says here 74 members of the Rolling 40s Crips indicted in October of 2009.
I was in there. They came to jail deep. I said, damn, bro. You ready to fade? Squabble, squabble.
Yeah, and they probably sent half of them to the state and half to the feds. Because they like to share.
Yeah, I don't know how many went to the feds. A lot of them came to the state, though.
Yeah.
But a lot of these indictments, let's just say, okay, the BPS was 50. All of them wasn't from BPS.
I know.
Those are just people that got caught up in the indictment. Just like the homie from Brand got caught up with the 40 indictment. Just like they flashing people on the news when out of them 13 people they got with the families, it was a Tongan on there. We don't got no Tongans from the hood.
Yeah, let's see. The Black P Stones had
The Legends had like 4 or 5.
Okay, here's the 2011. This is their second indictment. 75 members and associates of the Black P Stones charged in Operation Red Dawn. That was 2011. And they had just did one in like, let's say 2007. So within 5 years, they got federally indicted twice. And this one was 75 guys.
Okay, this is right there with the 40s.
Yeah. And I don't know what the goal is here. I don't know when you listen to them talk, they act like they're having a positive impact on gangbanging.
Okay, all of it is around that election time. You said October, 'cause, you know, they do the mayors and stuff. That'd be like October, November. So the BPS is what? Around what time?
Well, this one was May 2011.
Okay, that's okay. Because the 40s is right on time. They shit was October. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, the first person named in this BPS indictment from 2011 is a girl from Inglewood named Tiana Bowden, a.k.a. A-Dog. Oh, I think I remember who she is. She might have been... Yeah, so that it says from Inglewood. And everybody else is from L.A.
She probably not from Inglewood. Her ID just say that. You know, that's how they be doing it.
Yeah, sometimes they just put your address.
You're like so-and-so of Palmdale, but they straight from where they from. Like,
most of these guys is they're out. They've been out. But yeah, this Fresno Bulldog one, it's a pretty big one. But I mean, at what point?
Shout out to Bulldogs, man. Free them.
At what point do we realize that this is not the way to have a positive impact on gangs in LA? Because I'm bringing that up because that's how they present it. They present it as we're doing something great for the community, we're impacting gangs, we're sending a message to the youth, and that's not what any of these RICOs really do. Because why would you have to indict the Avenues twice, the Florences twice, the BPSs twice? Shoot.
Why y'all don't indict LAPD? That's where the indictments need to come in at.
Well, here, I'm going to make a prediction that there will be a police department indicted under RICO one day.
No, don't say one day.
One day soon.
That's too easy of a prediction.
One day soon, because you
got to put it within the time span.
I don't know the time span, but no one would ever imagine a RICO against police, though. But when I read some of this police activity, the corruption, some of it would fall under a RICO.
Hold on. I might got the topics mixed up, but we later on in this segment we talking about something with the sheriffs. Is that an indictment?
No, I didn't pull up that article.
Oh man.
We'll cover that one next week. We'll talk about deputy gangs next week.
Right.
Deputy gangs next week. But no, I remember there was a bunch of Miami cops. They were called the River Cops. They were doing all kind of drug trafficking. It was a team of them. This was in the 80s.
That's getting their money.
Before the RICOs really was popular with the way they are now. If those cops did what they did today, that would completely be a RICO. You know, eight cops stealing cocaine from drug dealers, slanging it. That would be a RICO. The Rampart scandal in the 90s, in 98.
Yeah, but that wasn't an indictment, though.
No, it wasn't. It was a state case. But the feds eventually came in and investigated the LAPD and cleaned it up. But if the feds wanted to, they could have indicted Nino Durden, Rafael Perez, David Mack in a RICO. David Mack robbed a bank. He robbed the Bank of America for $700
while being a police officer?
While a cop, yeah. And that money never came up. He did 12 years in prison, came home, and they followed him to see if he would take them to the money, but we don't know what David Mack did. You know, Rafael Perez, he changed his, he went and got plastic surgery, changed his look, and
for what though?
So not to be recognized. I heard, allegedly.
So he felt ashamed. He don't want to look the same.
Yeah, he did 5 years in jail.
And after that, he did plastic surgery.
Yeah, and then whatever happened to Nino Durden? I don't know what happened to Nino Durden.
Hold on.
All these LAPD guys, that would have been a RICO.
Hold on, you mean to tell me so after he did his time, he came home and got plastic surgery on his face?
I believe he did because he didn't want to be recognized. And he changed his name. He's not going by Rafael Perez anymore. He's got a whole nother name.
Oh, he really ashamed of what he did.
Somebody caught him at the airport because he was doing like limo driving. He was picking someone up. There's a clip, a very short clip.
But how they knew it was him?
I don't know how they knew, but
he must have didn't get no good plastic surgery.
Nah, it didn't. It didn't. I don't think plastic surgery will really alter how you look. You know, you might get a nose job or do something basic, but it's not going to alter how you look. But if the feds wanted to, in 1998, they could have RICO'd Rafael Perez, Nino Durden, David Mack, and a couple other officers in the RICO. But hey, they didn't do it. So hey, federal government, why you keep RICOing all these gangs and federally indicting all these gangs and rappers? Get some of these law enforcement. Get some of these cops.
Get Inglewood police.
It's gonna happen. What do you think? I don't think they're gonna indict Inglewood PD though.
No, not now.
No,
not now. Mayor Butts would not let that go down.
It's got to be like obvious corruption. It's got to be obvious corruption. Like, hey, when the sheriff,
we covered it. It was one trying to slang those selling drugs from IPD. Man, we covered it, man. It's one of these straight politicking episodes. We in the 50s now, but we covered it.
Okay, what about when you know what? They did indict.
What about all them killings they was doing? It wouldn't be these police officers that's from IPD right now, but probably between a certain time, man, that was killing up some shit.
Hey, another RICO could have been Lee Baca, Paul Tanaca from the LA County Sheriff, number 1 and number 2 in charge. They got charged in a case, but they just did their little 5 years and got out. But can you imagine? Lee Baca was the head sheriff. He got indicted for trying to hide an inmate in the LA County Jail from the FBI interviewing him, because he was providing information on jail beatings by the deputies, and FBI agent went down there to interview him. He wasn't there in the county jail, and they were like, "Where's this inmate? We're here to interview this inmate." And they were playing games with the feds. They were like, "Oh, he's in another, he's in Wayside now, or he's over here." And then he wasn't in the computer. They couldn't find him. It turns out Lee Baca and Paul Tanaca told all the deputies, make sure the feds don't interview this guy deliberately. And they all got indicted. They got indicted 18 deputies.
That's real ironic you said this right here, but I'll tell you why later.
But that could have been a RICO.
Right.
They conspired to hide inmates from the FBI so that they could prevent information about jail beatings becoming public.
It's witness tampering.
Yeah. So yeah, feds, I'm sure you guys have the tools to RICO police officers or deputies. We haven't seen it yet, but I do predict it will happen. It'll happen soon. I don't know by when. Let's say within 5 years. Within 5 years, we'll get our first RICO of law enforcement officers.
I think it'll be with the sheriffs before the ones on the streets, though.
I kind of think, though, that the corruption heydays are of the past. I don't think cops...
as far as what? The police on the streets or the sheriffs inside the jails?
Both. I don't think they're as corrupt as they used to be.
Ain't nothing like it used to be.
You know, you're not going to see cops blatantly slanging cocaine like they did in the 80s and 90s. You're not going to see them like being kingpins with Freeway Ricky Ross, helping him out. You're not going to see, the Rafael Perez's anymore, the Nino Durdens, cops robbing banks. I mean, it could happen. I'm not saying it won't ever happen again.
Who did David Mack lay the bank down with? Do we know?
Man, he walked in there solo. There's a surveillance video of him.
Oh, he gangster.
He walked in there solo, gave a note to the lady, and walked out with a duffel bag of 700 racks.
700,000?
700,000. That never came up. David Mack.
David Mack is a gangster, bro.
And David Mack used to run track for, I believe, Oregon. He was a college athlete.
But the thing is, David Mack, I know you went PC.
Oh.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, he did, I think he did 12. I think he did 12 years. And then there was another Latino LAPD officer named Ruben Palomares that was doing home invasions for like a couple of years before he got indicted. With I believe he was doing that with other LAPD cops.
Oh, they say Training Day is based on a true story, though.
Kind of, sort of. Training Day was written by my boy David Ayer, who grew up right here. He grew up in this community. He grew up right off of, I'm going to say, close to Vermont and 24th.
It was based on the Rampart scandal.
David Ayer. Well,
that's still said, and you just reminded me when you said doing home invasions. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I kind of want to think that David Ayer was writing this movie before the Rampart scandal, but I don't know. I never asked him. If I cross paths with David Ayer again, I will definitely ask him. Maybe I'll try to get him to call in or come on a podcast one day. David Ayer. That was an incredible movie. One of my favorite movies of all time, Training Day.
And even though it was a small role, Dr. Dre did good.
Everybody did good in that movie. Snoop Dogg played a paraplegic.
Right.
That was slanging.
All right.
That was funny.
No, everybody did do good in that movie. I can't think of who had a bad role.
Ava Mendez kind of.
Who was that?
The cute Latina girl.
Oh, the side girl?
Yeah.
Side chick in the jungles?
That lived on Palmwood. Yeah. She lived on the dead end right there.
Yeah.
She became a big star. No, that was a great film.
But Dr. Dre was in Set It Off, eating his chicken. They came to him to get the guns. Then Dr. Dre was in Training Day. Dr. Dre, I think if he wanted to, he'd be a good actor.
When you got so much money like he does, you're not hungry to do the things you probably are good at doing.
Right.
Ain't no need to do it.
Right.
You know, just go to the gym, work out, stay in shape, eat healthy. Yeah. Be with your woman. I mean, what would you do if you didn't have to pay bills? You know, what would you do? I'd be
paying bills. You just don't feel it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you know, it's like not paying bills when you don't feel it.
Right.
I'd probably be at the gym every day. If I didn't have to work, I'd be at the gym every day.
I can't answer that question.
I'd be at the gym every day. And I'd probably go to Target all the time.
Yeah.
I go in there to buy like 2 things and fill up my cart with things I didn't even come there to buy.
Yeah, I couldn't call it. That's a good question, though.
But yeah, I'd still want to contribute to the arts in some kind of way. So hopefully Dr. Dre either drops some more music. I know he's working with Bone on a documentary on the history of Compton. So I don't know when that's going to drop.
Man, Dr. Dre putting a lot of money into Compton, into the schools, the arts and music and arts department. And he even threw some money Inglewood way. So Dr. Dre be kicking in. He got something going like towards USC, right?
Yep, he got that little arts center at USC.
Shout out Doc, man. Shout out Dr. Dre.
Hey, I was wondering, he put a lot of money into Compton High School,
right? Even
though he attended Centennial.
Cause he a crip lover. Straight up, and that ain't like. But you know what? He might pour money into Centennial in different ways. Cause my daughter went to Walton Middle School, and they gave him for free Dre beats and shit. So like, I would say, he probably do pour money into it, just not like he do Compton High School, cause they closed Compton High School down, put all their students in Roosevelt Middle School. Until they done remodeling Compton High Schools, and I think Compton High School back booming.
Hey, I think Centennial High School has produced more successful hip-hop artists than any other one school in America. I would love somebody to fact-check me on that. But we got...
Hip-hop?
In hip-hop, we got DJ Quick, Kendrick Lamar, Dr. Dre, and there might be like 2 or 3 more other artists that I'm not remembering. But them 3 right there... Just right there with them 3. Give me another high school where 3.
Man, we don't know what school Easy went to though.
Yeah, I don't think he went to Centennial.
I've been from Kelly Park because he either went to Dominguez or Compton.
I would love for somebody to give me another high school.
Then we talking about BG Knockout.
That has.
I'm pretty sure he went to Compton.
That produced that much talent in hip hop. Apparently, there's this high school that produced like 4 NBA players. I forget what it's on. It's like in Baltimore or in DC, Virginia. Produced a handful of NBA players. All right, check it out here.
Compton Menace went to Compton.
All right, here I got a list of Centennial High School attendees. Big Face.
Big Face. Okay.
Big Face. Of course, Dr. Dre. Let's see. Kendrick Lamar's class of 2005. Let's see here. Let's see other names we might know. Reggie Smith, the baseball player. They don't have DJ Quick on this list for some reason.
He dropped out.
Let's see who else.
They only count graduates.
Lenny Randall, Major League Baseball player from 1967. But yeah, what other high school has produced this many successful artists? I want to know.
You said artists, but you went into athletes with that.
Well, on this list, because I remember there was a high school that was bragging they sent 5 people to the NBA, which is incredible.
Well, Morningside High School got Byron Scott, Eldon Campbell, Lisa Leslie.
That's a good list right there. That's a good list.
Cali Swag District, know what I'm saying? But yeah, Cali Swag District. You know what I'm saying? Teach me how to Dougie.
Okay, class of Omar Bradley went to Centennial. He became mayor of Compton.
That's right.
So, all right, man. What you got? What you got going next on Munchie B Morals Over Money platform?
Just dropping content consistently as I can, so people don't sleep on me. You know what I'm saying? Once you slow down, they get to falling asleep. And everybody subscribe. Munchie B, the Mayor YouTube channel. Yep. Help me run the subscribers up. I'm almost to 30K.
And if 607 Unc decided to come back to No Jumper, you had no problem sitting with him, right?
No, I ain't got no problem with him. I ain't got no problem at all. I would like to sit next to him now. That's it. So, cause you got one off, it won't happen again. That's all. But he said he apologized, so the man apologized. You gotta move forward. Yeah, that's how you gotta do it.
And I guess he learned a lesson of being in LA with the whole 4Extra situation.
I mean, they take it serious. This gang culture, like, it's a gimmick in the game to him, but people take it serious. He played with it, and he seen that they came in there upwards of 30 deep. And they was breathing on him. So, you know what I mean? Yeah. To this day, 4Extras wasn't gonna touch him, but I'm glad he instilled some fear in him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you feel like he was in.
It was a scare straight program, and it was 2 clips. It was crazy, but if you see the other clips, 4Extras laughing the whole interview.
You think that scare straight works?
It worked. He got his point across. I'm glad it went like that.
It worked for 607 Up.
Right. Hell yeah.
But has he podcasted since that incident?
He called in on some things, and he did something with Cam Capone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm glad 4Extras handled it the way he did.
Well, I hope he don't.
Sometimes you got to get your point across in certain ways, bro. Everybody don't learn the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let 4Extras have came in there like, hey man, don't do that again. That wasn't cool. He would have still thought it was a game.
But him standing up over him, huh?
Yeah, but you got these dudes. I don't know if you seen it. They from Texas, and they saying he's a bully and don't come to Texas. And one of the 4 dudes saying he catch the fade. The other one like, nah, I just want to meet the guy. You know what I mean? I don't know if that was a passive aggressive type gesture by saying that, but like he needed that. You know what I'm saying?
I can't imagine somebody getting banned from a state. You can't stop a guy from coming to a state.
You know, it's funny. You can't say don't come here. But we could look. We from Inglewood. We could say that.
Well, Inglewood,
we a small city.
Yeah, it's smaller.
Small city, and rappers, they gotta come to the Forum and perform. They gotta come to SoFi. They gotta come to the into a dome. You gotta come to these places all on one street, all on Prairie.
That's crazy.
All in this little bitty ass city.
Yeah.
So like you disrespect somebody that got a little juice up under them from Inglewood. We could easily say that. Don't come to Inglewood.
I think that Oakland show might be your last stop.
What? I'm telling you. Shout out K-Doc, the official king of the West Coast.
So you saying
undisputed?
So you saying, Munchie? I think that Inglewood show might be your last stop.
I think that SoFi show might be your last stop. For real, that Inglewood show might be your last stop. But Inglewood, we come in peace, man. We a fast growing city. You know what I'm saying? James Butts ain't going for it, even though he need to kick rocks and go somewhere. You know what I mean? And we like seeing the man, bro. When Kendrick performed, they flew in from everywhere. the homies is calling me excited. Man, there's so many BITCHs everywhere. They got ass. I'm like, man, I just met a girl from Oakland. Oh, she from the Bay. Oh, man, what?
All right, man, let's wrap this up. I want to remind everybody to tap in with that Slumlord Trill song, Mad Ass, because I was actually just laughing the way he just put that song together like in a day.
That's right.
And recorded it and already distributed it. It's actually hilarious.
That's right, bro. And he had a Rich at Heart line in there.
Yeah.
Since a kid, I've been Rich at Heart. Yeah.
All right, so Munchie B, Morals Over Money, that's your channel?
Nah, the channel is Munchie B the Mayor.
Oh, that's right.
YouTube channel, but
I always forget the Mayor part.
You know, I always open up with Morals Over Money, man. I ain't going out. You know what I'm saying?
I always forget the Mayor part.
Yeah.
Munchie B the Mayor. Everybody's been tapping in over there. Your channel's growing. And I'm at Street TV, like always. Alex Alonso 101. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And the show notes for this episode will be in the description below. And we out.